gentlemen, you are now watching ID Mind Media, Radio and Television. And this is your host, Fritz Misodi. I am coming here because of this important message about the rejection by the Cameroon president of the Swiss-led negotiation that was ongoing all along the years. And the topic of today is why President Biya rejected the peace talk that was ongoing. I want you people to know why he rejected this peace-led negotiation that was championed not only by Switzerland but by the United States. It was championed by Canada and other countries that supported peace to come back between the two regions of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonian, and La Republique du Cameroon. The first thing I want us to understand is that this war has been going on for the past 6 years. But the struggle for the recognition of the people of Southern Cameroon has been going on for more than 30 years. The people of Southern Cameroon have opted for peaceful solutions for the past years. But they were met with imprisonment, torture, killing, and all sorts of inhumane treatment and mistreatment by the dictatorial regime of Paul Biya in Yaoundé. Today, the people of Southern Cameroon have taken the baton of power in their hands. They decided that enough is enough. That is why in 2016, they took to the streets with their peace plans. They took to the streets with all sorts of peaceful protests, where the lawyers and the teachers took to the streets. They were met with all sorts of beatings, torture, and all kinds of mistreatment, imprisonment. That is the nature of the government of Mr. Paul Biya. When you see a dictator government, nobody tell you it's a dictator government. You see it because you know it. You see what they do. But I want to talk about the Swiss-led negotiation. This is a process that was backed by Canada. It was backed by Switzerland. Switzerland is one of the a very peaceful nation that they don't have army. Switzerland don't have army. They have the police force that take care of all their criminal activities. Anything that is crime or whatever is done by the police in Switzerland. That is where the headquarters of the United Nations is also found. That is the second headquarters of the United Nations. Geneva. You have heard of the Geneva Convention against human rights and torture. That's the headquarters of Switzerland. The headquarters of Switzerland is Geneva. But let's talk about why President Paul Biya asked the Swiss government to abandon the already Swiss-led negotiation that was ongoing. What happened? Today, I want us to talk about this because many people don't understand the politics of this war that is ongoing between the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, and the La Republique. Number one reason why Mr. Paul Biya don't want to go for negotiation is because of the crimes that he has committed against the people of Southern Cameroon. And you know, the other governments of Southern Cameroon have filed a lot of cases the case files against Mr. Paul Biya is so much that he doesn't want to go and sit where he will be vetted, he will be scrutinized, because he has a lot of crimes, from even to both the ICJ and the ICC, the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice. Those are two separate courts. One judge individuals that committed crimes, the other judge countries that commit crimes. So Biya's name is in both, as a country as a whole and as an individual, in both those courts. So it is something that he doesn't want to go face, because when you go there, all the international human rights groups will come with their own allegations. You know what he did to Médecins Sans Frontières, the Doctors Without Borders. You know what he did to International Human Rights Group, Human Rights Watch. You know what he did to other organizations that were trying to help the people of Southern Cameroon during this time of crisis. He sent them all away. But that is how it is. Then, when we talk of Geneva Convention, that Geneva Convention was signed by all the United Nations countries for this aspect of war crimes. And what Biya has done to the people of Southern Cameroon is tantamount to the Geneva Convention, where you commit all these kind of atrocities against human beings without remorse. He knows when he goes to the negotiation table, this aspect is going to come out. They have to bring in the repercussion, the economic implication, all this implication, these war crimes that he has committed against the people of Southern Cameroon is going to resurface. Don't forget, crimes never die. Crimes never die. It's just like the Bible. When you commit a sin, know that that sin will meet you ahead of time. Sin don't die unless you forgave, you confess and ask God for forgiveness. But when we talk about this war crime that Biya commit, you know, he is committing crimes against humanity, and that is just exactly what the Geneva Convention was against. And Switzerland, being a very, very peaceful country, a country that is very known for its good in peace mediation, was accepted by both the Ambazonian Coalition Team and the Biya regime. They were both accepted them. Why do you accept people to come for negotiation and help to mediate in the negotiation process? Then you later tell them that we don't need you no more. That tells much about what is at stake. Because if you are not guilty of something, why will you be afraid of people who are coming to mediate in a peace process? You say no, you don't want them. You send them all away. Okay, let's talk about other aspect that makes Biya afraid of negotiation. Let's talk about sanctions, right? Sanctions. Sanctions are things that will come with an aggressor. You remember what they did to Hitler? You remember what they did to Mussolini? Good. Hitler and Mussolini, who wanted to conquer the world, the whole world, and Hitler was capturing cities and states. But when Hitler lost the war, when Hitler lost the war, what happened? He paid reparations because he was the aggressor. And all the countries that Hitler had taken over, like colonial master, were taken over from them. So you lost territory, you lost money, you lost everything. That is what happened to Germany back then. when Hitler was the leader. So this is what you see, the calculation of Paul Biya. He's thinking of, oh, they might give me sanction if I stop the thing now. It's better I just continue. Because sanctions come in many different ways that you don't know, you know. Think about it. How many people has Biya's rogue military have killed in our country? More than 40,000 people have lost their life. Innocent civilians. How many people, how many homes have been burnt down? How many lives have lost? That is what we're talking about. And if the international community want to sanction Biya today, man, Biya will go to jail immediately. He will not even wait, because sanctions go with all those things. But he is afraid of negotiation, because he knows that negotiation comes with everything. Negotiation is not only about negotiating a peaceful separation. It comes with all the things that you have done to that country too. So you think that what he's doing is gonna go in vain? No. All the families that have lost their homes, he's gonna pay. He ordered his army to burn those houses. It's his scorched-earth policy that is going on in Southern Cameroon. So he's afraid when he goes to this negotiation, these sanctions gonna come up. And when they talk of sanction, they will know who is the illegal occupier. When you go illegally to somebody's land or somebody's country, you are the aggressor. And the aggressive power, when you lose the election, if you lose the war, you have been fined to pay reparations. They call it reparations, but reparations come with a lot of different things. You pay the families of the deceased. You pay the family that lost their homes. You pay the families that were displaced. You pay. So it's a whole bunch of things that comes with when they talk about reparations. It's not a small money. So no matter what Biya is trying to dodge and hide from his responsibility, he will pay for in one way or the other. There is no way you can attack a country and abandon them to die. A country that is not yours. So he knows what he will pay for. He's trying to dodge from this negotiation so that he will not pay all these things. But mark you, it's not about it, how many years he delays. It's about what he destroys, how he's gonna pay. All the people that you have imprisoned, incommunicado, the Naira 10, all the Southern Cameroon that were arrested from, who are refugees. You don't go and arrest refugees. It's only in Africa that I saw that. People are taking refuge. They are refugees. How many refugees are all over the world? How can you go and arrest refugees, send them to a country where they are running from? I've never seen that in my lifetime. It is unheard of. Because they are running from that same regime. You arrest them in Nigeria, take them, send them in that same place. I understand the Nigerian government saw that mistake and ordered the Cameroon government to send those Naira people back to Nigeria and pay them a certain amount of money. But you know, the most corrupt country I can ever think of is La Republique. Because they saw an opportunity, they went to Nigeria and bribed some few people. It's not Nigeria that did it. It's just some few individuals that did those arrangements and arrested all those leaders and took them to Cameroon. It was not like the Nigerian government knew. That's why when the Nigerian government, those hierarch people saw it, they said, what? Is this what happened? they ordered the court to pass a resolution so that they should bring all them back. Because some of them are Nigerian citizens already. Some of them were already Nigerian citizens. They were not even refugee again. That is another fear of Biya. Be very careful. Another fear. Right? When you have that kind of sanction, is because you occupy somebody's land illegally and the person happened to defeat you. They don't ask the person that why did you hit this person? They'll ask you something else. Are you comfortable? Are you doing this? Are you yeah? But that is what goes when you look at most of those issues. But that aspect of illegal occupation is very important when it comes to sanctions. Don't look at those aspects that made you to attack another country, those crimes that you committed in that country, and they assess the financial loss. Then they bill you now. That's what we call reparations. You pay reparations. So you pay in many avenues to many families, in many ways, many different ways. Okay, that is it. But I want us to talk about why Biya is refusing to go to negotiation. Why? Another important point is the political side of it. Let's look at the political reason why Biya does not want to go for negotiation. Biya has been in power for more than 40 plus years, and his legacy is like in a shaky mode. Why do you think Macron came to La Republique, to Yaoundé? Is to see who Biya think he can put there when he leaves office. The choice of Frank Biya is very tricky. Macron has warned Biya not to put Frank Biya there. They say, okay, you have to look for somebody else. Don't put your son, because it will cause chaos. So they are looking now for somebody within their CPDM Mami Wata kingdom. The political situation in Cameroon is like a time bomb, and there will be a war in that country. There's no way even prayers cannot heal that one. There will be a war, civil war there. But Biya is trying to look at his timeline. If he passes away, he want to still keep that impression that he's winning the war in Southern Cameroon, whereas it's not winning. If you look at the situation now, he is telling France, oh, you see, I'm winning the war. You saw that we quell all the this and that, and okay, things are going back to normal. Good. Macron came there to ask him, is that true? Is that what is going on? If that's what is going on, then withdraw from the negotiation. Don't go for negotiation again. That's the work of France. France is the one giving bad advice to all these presidents across Africa, Francophrique. All these Francophrique presidents, it's France that is giving them those advice and putting them in big shit, big trouble all the time. You see, France came to Yaoundé and was advising Biya to forget about, he called it, he said forget about shenanigans. The issue here is, Macron has warned him not to put his son because he knows what is going on. But the conflict that will come, you see, will range between La Republique, the Betis, against the Bamlekes and the Hausas. The Hausas against the Ewondo and the Beti. So it will be juxtaposed that you don't even know the source of the grievance, but you always see fighting starts. So most of these tribes, these main tribes, are ready. They are ready now to do the wars. They are ready. So no matter how long he's trying to calm the situation, and you see, but another suggestion that Macron gave Biya was that he should nominate an Anglophone. You see, and the arrest of Abdul Karim would tell you something. The arrest of Abdul Karim immediately after Macron left would tell you something significant. Abdul Karim's arrest is a planned arrest to arrest him and groom him and see if he's fit to be that president that France is looking at. Because France has said the best way to end this war is to put an Anglophone there. That's what Macron and France, they are telling Paul Biya. So Paul Biya now is stopping this negotiation in the look that they will promise the Anglophone people a president. That's what is happening now. That's what is happening. Yes. Okay, let's look at this other area, the economic side. I know a lot of us don't understand the economic implication of this war. Economically, the Ambazonian ghost towns in the whole of Southern Cameroon has inflicted billions and billions of francs CFA against the government, because it falls on a Monday. It falls on a Monday, don't forget. So civil servants don't go to work, businesses don't work, nothing works. So imagine the billions for the past 6 years, the billions and billions of US this CFA that has gone in the drain because of this protest. So everything is in number. The economic implication. Biya cannot leave Sonara or CDC that provide more than 40% to 50% of the country's revenue. When the country doesn't have anything, how do you expect that to happen? How do you expect Biya to leave all this amount of money? Also, they have been pouring him money from the World Bank, the IMF, different international banks are loan monies to these governments. But Biya is unable to pay back. And they are telling him, if you go and negotiate, how are you going to pay back our money? My friend, leave that Swiss negotiation alone. They already conscientize their brain that if they leave, the economic situation that is worse now will be worsened when they leave. So, when you talk of economic, Sonara, CDC, and these other big companies that are well known in Southern Cameroon are giving a lot of money to this government, a lot of money to this country. And they don't even want to think that they will be losing these opportunities that they are making, this huge sum of money that they are making in Ambazonia. So it's just like, oh my God, how am I living this? Because they know if they go for negotiation, the people of Southern Cameroon now are so united that very united that they don't want to lose any sense, in any sense of the whole thing. But let's focus on the economic sabotage that has been going on. Okay, the economic sabotage that has been done by the Ambazonian governments is so huge on the, the brasserie, the brewery company it's not anymore. They have moved all these, big companies and some taking the headquarters. CDC is in Victoria, Limbe, but the headquarters is in Yaoundé. Sonara, the oil coming from Sonara is not tapped in Limbe. They did a pipeline going on that right to Kribi. So you can get a heads up of why Biya don't want to go to this thing, because it will cause a lot of problem, not only to him, a lot, not only to him. So the loss of those territory, library, a lot of laws that has happened. If you look at the other aspect, like the military side, let's talk about the military side. What the La Republique military has lost is more than what words can explain. Okay, Biya, this is scout, the Boy Scout that he sent to Ambazonia. They came and saw the action of the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. Some of them left. I've spoken with a couple of them here in the United States that were in the army there. They told me Biya cannot win that war. Yes, this one is a whole lieutenant in the army. He's telling me that he doesn't see Biya winning that war. So if your military have defected, your own military, they don't have enough pay, they are complaining, meager income, they don't have money. How much do they pay them? The other day I listened to I think a captain or so, he was lamenting. He was lamenting, crying, and said they only paying this amount of money. How can he survive with this amount of money? Because they promised to raise their money, but they never did it. That's why most of them are crying today. That's what happened. Okay. This lack of financial support to the movement is very significant. Very, very. Let's talk about this now. Lack of direction and reason. The armies of La Republique are so demoralized. They are so lack of any morale. There's a lot of deaths. More than 3,000 something military have died in Amazonia. Money. There's no money. Low salary pay. They talk of low morale. Everything is low now. That's why the rate of defection, La Republique military are leaving the war. There are so many. They are fleeing, going to other countries. Until you meet some of them there, you can't even tell, you know. But they are moving. You know, that aspect is very important. Then the destruction of La Republique armor cars and all those things. You know how much they say one armor car? One. Just understand, it's very, very expensive. Yeah. Next, let's talk about this aspect of let me see. I had some other aspect that was very important aspect for us to talk about. Yes, the legal side of this thing. Why Biya does not want to leave? You know, if you go to a country that is not yours and start harassing, start harassing, you know, mistreating and killing and doing stuff, nobody want to stay with you. Nobody want to live in that house, you know. Nobody. But the various rulings that have passed by the regime and other international organizations tells you clear that Biya has no path to win this thing in court or in negotiation. So he cannot even go there because of fear of the unknown, because he doesn't have any legal backing. You know, the path that they had 181, yeah, some of that. The other point is the aspect of the weakness, and that weakness stems from, remember the Banjul, the court in Banjul passed a declaration, a resolution that granted Southern Cameroon its hegemony. You know, you remember the Bakassi Peninsula issue. You know, our people won. They won. Good. The other one is weakness. La Republique, Biya does not want to stand in the position of weakness. When he talk about crushing this, crushing that, 2 cubes of sugar, all those things, he does not want to go with shame. He wants to keep fighting, to tell the world that he can fight. You know, he can beat, he can defeat these little guys. So that is one of his beliefs, that he can make it. He can make it, or he's progressing. He thinks. That's why I want to say all these things are being backed by France. Okay, whatever Biya is doing, is not doing it alone. Yes. So it's a very important point to note that Biya is owing a lot of money because of this material that he's buying, the armor cars and all those things. They are spending a lot of money. So it's very important for us to know this, because Biya has never respected any international law or the policy thing. Biya has not brought us that. He never did that. Yeah. Okay. The other point, I already said it. Yeah. So this other one, yeah, good points. But now let's look at his his policy against the people of Southern Cameroon. We were led by this kind of mentality that we are inferior. You know, no books, no history books, nothing, nothing. We're talking of the people of Southern Cameroon. No, but it's very important for us to understand that Paul Biya lost track while we were, you know, in the negotiation. He refused to walk in this path for peace, because he believed that the military can defeat, you know, but it's too early. It's too early, and he should reconsider his decision, because negotiation is still the end of everything. So you can start it with negotiation, but it doesn't mean that you end in negotiation. Yes, there are many things that he's doing, that thinking that he can survive the war by not going to that table. The end point is still a table. Whether you win or not, everybody will still sit on the table. They will be eating like one, right? But he doesn't want that. Biya just want to play the hardcore way, you know, because he has no path to any legal judgment, any legal argument. He has no path, you see. So he prefers to just go through these other routes, and you know, very, very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. It was a pleasure talking to you, and uh, the this topic has been boiling over the years, and people were saying a lot of things about a Swiss-led negotiation. Yes, we have heard information about about that. So let's just keep our hands crossed. The current government has made it clear that they are going to fight and fight and fight. And no matter what happens or no matter what transcribes, mm, it's not going to be the same again. So thank you very much for watching, and stay blessed, and God will continue to bless you. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're watching through YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching through Facebook, good night and take good care and have fun. Thank you very much.